That's right, language power. Hello and welcome to this course, Learn Norwegian in 17 years. Yes, that is a fact. We're going to use 17 years to learn Jamie Andrews, Jeppe Andreasen Norwegian, how to become a Norwegian. And after listening to this course, you as a listener also will be able to speak the language. He, she, or it will become a master of small talk with old people at the bus station and busy prostitutes. The students will be able to, do something with his or her, him's life. And the students must remember to keep the secret. Never teach anyone else. Just tell them to listen to our 60,000 hour-long podcast course. Yes.
That was a very inclusive introduction.
It was a very bad introduction. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm not prepared. I usually have very good, clear introductions. This will scare people off. No, yeah, look at the graph. We just lost 2 listeners there at the intro. We have, for the audience, we have a very advanced podcast studio with screenings, and we can see who is listening during our not live podcast.
Yeah, which is really impressive.
Yes, nobody has that technology.
It's a future
except China.
Predicting.
They can see things.
Tech, yeah.
And so today we're going to talk about Bygde-Norge.
Bygde-Norge.
Beg your pardon? Yes.
Is it Brigda or Bygda?
Bygde-Norge.
Bygde-Norge.
So it's about the district Norway and just to do because of the research for this episode, me and Jamie decided to move to Horten. So we are now in the Bygde-Norge. We are in the district Norway.
Yeah.
This is. Do you come from London? Do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think this place is? Is it a city? Is it a town? It's
a town.
Village?
I think it's a town. Yeah, it's bigger than a village. It's definitely a town, Horten. I don't think it's a city.
You don't think it's a city? There, we lost 2 more listeners from Horten.
Oh, sorry, Horten people.
Why do people have so much complexes about what you should call their town or city or place? Everybody wants to be a city.
I don't know, because, the town I live in actually applied for city status a few years ago, and it's the largest town in Europe. And no one there really cares. It's quite...
and they have city status, of course.
Yeah, I think Croydon has over 350, maybe 400,000 people living in it.
Did you say that they applied for city status a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I think it was about...
Why did they wait?
I say a couple. I think they've applied a few times, but they've just always been rejected.
And then lots of Chinese came and populated, and it became Europe's biggest.
No, it's just Europe's biggest town. At one point, it had the most office space in Europe as well. I don't know if that's the same still now, because a lot of the offices got converted into apartments. But it was the largest town in Europe for a while. I don't know if it is now. Geographically,
in Norwegian, it's that word is very difficult to say. So we say geographically.
It's South London. South London, North Surrey. It sort of sits in the middle, Croydon.
Croydon is the
Croydon.
name. Croydon.
Yeah.
It's a very strange name, isn't it? Or
is it?
Isn't it?
I don't know. I've always grown up with it, so it just seems a normal name.
Sounds like a normal name, but somebody strangles it. Croydon. And
do you know what? The strangling makes sense, given that it is Croydon. So it is. They do like a good strangle.
So it's a criminal city.
Yeah. Well, it's got good bits and bad bits. There just seem to be just as many bad bits as good bits. Sometimes it depends. It just depends.
But if you're applying for a job, like a high class job, and everybody is wearing suits, and they ask you the last final question, everything's very good, Jamie. So where are you from?
Oh, I'd lie. I'd say sorry.
And where would you say you were from? Then?
I would name somewhere
Horton.
just slightly out of Croydon that has a train line going into it, so that they would be like, public transport, that's fine. They can commute into work easy enough, but they're not from Croydon, so I don't have to worry about getting beaten up if I try and fire them for them doing Croydon things in the office.
Right. So you're a bit happy for moving out of Croydon then?
Yeah, no, well,
I see you're crying.
I miss Croydon, but it's changed a lot since I've been gone. That's a very nostalgic. I like that. It's changed a hell of a lot. Like all the nightclubs I used to go to are different now. They're closed. One of them's a Polish shop now.
What did you do?
What did I do to get it to close? No, I think I just didn't attend enough, and then they stopped making money. So I think that's probably the.
Oh, you weren't like a fetish, and you had all the things that.
Well, that nightclub used to run fetish nights. Actually, it was called the Black Sheep Bar. They'd run a fetish night once a month, I think it was.
And you were the only customer?
No, but it's a strange old place. I remember walking past the staging area at one point, and there was a woman shooting soap and water out of herself onto the stage, and I realised I'd walked too close to the stage by accident because I was trying to get to the toilet, and I just grabbed this random guy and moved him in front of me.
Out of herself?
Out of herself, yeah.
Because of the corona, she was wearing a mask, so she couldn't, but she had to. Oh, that's strange.
It was a strange show. It was
Is it because of the Thai population in Croydon?
There's no real Thai population. She was a Western white woman. She's but it was I moved this guy in the way, and he got covered in everything, and I was just like, oh god, this is going to start
slimy
a fight.
soap bubbles.
Yeah, and he just turned around and just lifted his arms in the air and was like, yeah, like he was just like an absolute sort of bro jock response, and I was just like, oh god, I just carried on going to the toilet.
So back to the Bygde Norge team. Is this something in Horton?
Yeah.
There are a lot of fetish clubs also.
Where?
The farmers have them.
Oh yeah,
with their sheeps. No, there are swingers clubs, big ones.
Really?
Like there are
in Horton.
Right outside. I'll give you my visit. Not my. I'll give you a card. Or no, I'll send you a link. Sorry. And they have, and they've been closed many times. And you have got lots of massage parlors.
Yeah, there are massage parlors everywhere in Horton.
Yes, and
there's a lot of them.
Brothels. That's
Brothels.
Brothel.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like haircuts and massage parlors are the most popular shops.
Because you've been a bit around,
Horton.
you've been traveling a bit around here and there in Norway, and you in the districts. And is that the typical districts?
Yeah, every district seems to have a massage parlor. Every single one. I've not been to a district that doesn't have one. Actually.
Is that Norwegian massage parlors?
No, it's always Thai massage. Always Thai massage parlors. Every single district or town, village I've been to, there's been one. At least one. Normally there's more than one. It's quite... And I always notice it because it's very out of place. And for me, it's strange. Like coming from the UK, I'm like, oh, bloody hell, it's another one. I think it's quite funny.
So they all work with Disney.
Yeah, they must do.
Since they have...
It must be Disney-themed massages.
Since they have the happy endings. So, okay, so that's typical, so that's typical Norway, you think?
I don't know. It's not typical in the UK.
It's not?
No, not Thai massage parlours everywhere. Just...
But what do they have?
I'm sure there are brothels in the UK and stuff like that.
Polish massage?
I don't know. I don't think it's that sort of stuff. I think in the UK, people probably just go to a brothel or something like that.
And what about the nature? Does it? You've experienced some nature?
Yeah. They no Thai massage places in nature. Just trees normally.
or disguised type
Yeah.
people.
I disguised my Thai massage parlor as a tree, just in case.
Knock, knock. Come in.
Ah, yes, come in, literally.
I'm on the third branch from the left. So, but hunters, maybe you've also experienced.
Yeah, there's hunting seems to be very different compared to the UK, because where I've heard about hunting in the UK, it's normally either rabbiting, so you're killing rabbits.
And it's more of a fashion show in England, isn't it? You wear the tweed suits and.
Oh, you're thinking about fox
gloves.
hunting? I don't really agree with fox hunting, and I don't know much about it. I think it's a bit grim, really. But
they're the biggest carriers of rabies.
Fox hunters, yeah, they probably are. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise
they
me.
too,
Yeah.
because of
I
the
mean, they
foxes.
look so inbred, half of them.
So,
yeah.
but that's just killing for fun, or
Yeah, I don't see
way.
the point. But in Norway, people actually hunt, and they'll hunt animals and they'll eat them, skin them, and I think if you are going to hunt something, you better use the animal and eat it, because otherwise what's the point?
Yeah, unless it's with the foxes, they just try to control them so they don't fuck up the ecosystem of the other animals, and because they populate faster, and then they take all the rabbits, and if you take all the rabbits, then it will get unbalanced.
Yeah, I've never seen a fox in Norway.
But here you need to take hunter's license to become a hunter, and you have the same in England too, probably. But is it a long course, or do you know?
I don't know. I've never really looked into it. I think it should be a long course, but it probably isn't. It's probably just a few applications, maybe a day, and then pay some money for a license, and that's it. If there is anything.
Are there many weapons in Norway?
Many weapons.
Weapon people?
I've seen more weapons in Norway than I've seen in the UK, which is quite impressive considering. I think, because I mean, I remember being in Råvik, which is one of the small towns I was going to mention that when we were talking about them. I was working on this building site, and we were all staying in a bracket, and one of the guys there just had this massive hunting rifle that he was showing everyone, like for a proper rifle. And he was just like, "Oh, I'm going to go out hunting." And another guy pulled out a rifle as well, and he had a massive and I was just like, "What? Why have you got these guns in this barracks?" Like, it was like a building site. We were just staying there, but yeah, it was very strange. I wasn't like. And it was really common. And they one guy went off hunting for the weekend and come back with loads of meat for everyone.
Showing of weapon is not allowed though.
Is it not?
Yeah, they're very strict in how. It needs to be concealed in a box.
It was in like this big
trunk.
case, and you opened the case up, and we all looked at it in the case, and was like, "Ooh, like gun. That's interesting."
But there are lots of animals to hunt, so. It's fun actually. We have the moose hunting and deer hunting and rabbit, of course, and lots of birds.
Oh, that's cool.
Big birds.
Well, like emus.
No, emus can't fly, can they?
What was that?
Emu?
Emu. Yeah. No.
That bird.
Yeah.
Have you heard the emu making these sounds? Have you ever stood in front of an emu?
I've stood in front of emus at the zoos and stuff, but I've never listened to them.
Oh, when they make that sound, that's a crazy sound, because they make this sound and the bass goes through your body.
Really?
Like a music, like something. What do you call it? The music.
Like drums or bass or.
Yeah,
like vibrations.
Like speakers on a very big sound system. It just shakes everything inside your body and goes out on the other side like a ghost.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you get that first time you hear it. I don't have. If I had a good sound technician here, I would demonstrate it. But that's the bass, and then it's quite cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you almost don't think of the sound coming from the bird. It's like, oh, it's something wrong with my body. Sometimes if you're in the right position and you're in a studio, for example, with the emu, and it makes that sound, it's like it's like a bass coming. It's difficult to explain.
That's interesting. That was so off topic. We're supposed to be talking about small towns, aren't we?
Yes, and you started to talk about big birds.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, it was all my fault.
Everything is your fault.
How dare I?
So, what about the possibilities? Do you have? There are not so many possibilities in smaller towns, is it? Social possibilities.
No, social possibilities.
You meet the same guys
every
day
weekend. Yeah, I think
at the same pub, and they tell the same story.
Yep.
And they expect you to remember the last meeting you had with them.
Yep.
And they start with, as I was saying 3 months ago, Roger was not the murderer, was he?
It's really strange. And it's weird that they expect you to understand things that happened 5 years ago, even when you didn't live there. You're just supposed to know the context of what's happened in the town. And I feel like, especially in places like Horton, it's the sort of town where you could fart at one end of the town, and then by the time you've walked to the other end of the town, people will tell you what it smells like.
Or they'll say, there comes the fart man.
Yeah.
There's the fart guy.
He's been eating too much cabbage recently or something like that. Yeah, it's just really, it's really weird how quick stuff gets around and how reputation sticks super fast. Have you got any interesting experiences with small towns that you visited?
Yeah, I think they're in Norway. They're all the same, but every town you go to, they think that they have something unique.
Yeah,
about them that nobody else have, and then you realize that when you go to the next town, that it's exactly the same. So, like when I'm going for stand-up shows, doing stand-up shows, and I asked them, so why isn't there any people here yet? Oh, we are very special. We have a tendency to do this and that, and we go out late and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And there are no other towns like us. So we are very special like that. And you go to the next place and it's the same there. And it's just, and it's very natural, logical explanations for everything. Like they don't go out because drinking out is expensive, so they want to sit home and drink as much as they can before they go out and stuff like that. But that kind of, all the time, all the small towns try to define themselves as a unique race or group of people, different than everybody else. But in the end, everybody is just the same. I did a stupid test once. It was just an experiment. I was did a tour. I think for 2 years. Yeah. I did this experiment. I went up on, this was small districts all over Norway, went up on stage, and one of the first things I said that I don't know so much about this town, but I know one thing. You smoke a lot of weed. That's the only thing I know, because that's known all over Norway. And they clapped and they cheered and they laughed and they, like, I really hit the nail. So they were like, yeah, very good. You've done your research.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And I did that all over Norway with exact the same reaction. All the way from the mountains up in north where there's like
nothing.
A hassle to bring weed up. You need to take a helicopter 3 times and climb mountains. Yeah. From there to south, where you just take the ferry over to Denmark, and that's where all the narcotics come from. It's the same reaction. And I did some other things too that I don't remember right now, but just stupid things where you get cheering and clapping. So
I love that. It's funny. It must mean that weed smoking is a lot more prevalent in Norway than anyone wants to admit. Message from abroad.
it's Steph from Croydon here, and I would like to know how you stop yourself from going completely insane during the winter, and what you do about alcohol being so ridiculously expensive.
How do you keep yourself from going insane in the winter?
That's very good. It fitted perfectly to this episode. What did she say?
How do you stop yourself from going insane during the winter? And how do you cope with booze or alcohol being so expensive? So I think the alcohol question we've sort of answered. Mostly people drink like students would in the UK, and you sort of have pre-drinks around the house before you go out.
In the districts, in Oslo, people don't care. They go out and they drink when they want to drink. And but there is a Norwegian saying, which is drink hot drinks to keep yourself warm, not alcohol.
That's a good saying.
It's from the district.
I'm surprised we didn't use that in our saying episode.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So a lot of people homebrew as well, Steph. So I mean, I do myself. I make cider.
I beg your pardon?
I make cider, don't I now? I just made some really strong cider recently that's going to put hairs on some people's chests. But yeah, I think, and the way people normally stay entertained in the winter, they still go out. People still go out drinking and stuff, and not anywhere near as much. I think people will stay indoors, watch telly.
And you can always eat yellow snow to get high.
Yellow snow helps.
A little bit, yes.
But yeah, I think people just stay indoors and do more indoorsy things. It's quite boring, and people do go a little bit insane in the winter, actually.
The thing is that if you ask a white Norwegian male or woman, what's your favorite time of the year? Is it summer or winter? Most can't tell. I don't know. Probably, no, it must be a winter.
Really?
Yeah, because they love the winter here. And because you can do all the winter activities. And you can go skiing, and every Norwegian skis or do something which has to do with going up there on the mountains. So they're really into. In summertime, it's nothing to do. It's just sit on a chair and drink beer.
Well, I've seen people go around on fake skis in the summer. It's like they're like skis with wheels on.
Skis
they're like
on wheels,
skiing.
And that's for practicing the winter season.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So they love it. And you have
they have the little ski sticks as well. And
everything. Because you have the Easter, and then everybody has the cottage. The cottage is not for summer.
No?
It's just for winter time. So in summertime, all those beautiful areas, mountains and places that are very nice for hiking and just hanging around, they're not visited.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It's wintertime, everybody comes and it's a lot of drinking.
Goes and sit in their huts and log huts in the woods and stuff.
And it's
cabins, log cabins, that's what we were talking about.
Log cabins. Word of the week, Jamie. Today we're going to talk about the word of the week, and this is a word that you've been thinking about for the whole week, and you're just saying it as a Tourette's syndrome word. What's the word?
So today's word is 3 words that are exactly the same word to me because I can't hear the difference. But it's bunna, bunna, and bunna.
What?
Which means beans, farmers, and farts.
Bunna, bunna, and bunna. But apparently they sound different if you say them. I can't tell the difference. This is something... bunner?
Yeah, something that the missus's dad taught me one day. And I'm still 50-50 on whether he's teasing me.
What's the word again?
Bunna, and bunna. One's got a D in. So bunna is the B with the O with the line in it.
Bönner
Is beans. Yeah.
Bönner.
and then Bunder, Bonder,
Oh, bönna.
which is Bunner, yeah, and Bunner again. So beans, farmers, farts.
Yeah. Or weed.
Weed
or
as well.
hash. Yeah.
Oh,
Bönna. It's a bean, but it's not. But you can also call it because hash a little.
Yeah. Is that slang?
Stick, it's slang for hash.
Oh, I never knew that.
So do you have a bean for me? So when people,
Do you have a bean for me?
so that's slang for
Yeah. All right, Jack, get your fucking beanstalk in stock. Calm down. Yeah. Have you got any beans for me? I've got you a cow.
Well, since I've grown up with this expression, I don't see the humor in it. But but I can see that you're amused. There you are.
Oh dear.
Isn't it good, Norwegian food?
Isn't it good? Norwegian food. So today we're going to...
Language power.
That's right. You're still listening to Language Power with Sahid Ali and Jamie Andrews.
Is that the wrong button?
No, I had some radio training, so we need to... You need to market ourselves all the time.
Language power.
So we'll do it all in one go.
You're listening to Language Power. No matter what we are talking about, if there are deaths in the family or, my friend committed suicide,
Language power.
we need to tell everybody that you're still listening to Language Power, and it's we are in Horten, Norway, and it's food of the day.
Food of the day now.
Norwegian food.
Okay.
Jamie is trying something new today. It's very Norwegian stuff, and it's called
Mary Keks.
Marie Kjeks.
Maria Sheks. Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
Biscuits.
What's she checking? Sorry. Right, so it's a biscuit, and there's two of them, so I think you should have one.
No thanks.
No?
Oh no, this.
I thought you put two out so we could share.
Okay.
'Cause you normally tell me off if I don't share.
Because
with a quick lunch.
The sound will.
Oh, the double sound. Oh, he eats them straight away. Don't even describe them. Fucking hell! There's no messing around there. So, I'll describe it. It looks a bit like a rich tea biscuit, but it's got Marie written on it. It smells like a bit like a wafer and a custard cream in terms of smell.
I think the Norwegian audience know about the Marie Kjeks.
But the English don't.
We have lots of English listeners too.
It's really dry. Oh, it's so dry. It's stuck to the roof of my mouth.
So this is Marie Kjeks. It's a 100-year-old Norwegian biscuit. It's been around for 100 years, and it's a part of the Norwegian food culture. So everybody in Norway knows about the Marie Kjeks. But it's Marie because of Marie Antoinette France. It was her baker who made this special biscuit for her. And the recipe got to Norway for some reason. And
So it's not a Norwegian food then, it's...
well, it is very much Norwegian, more than it is in France.
Oh.
But it's made for... it's kind of... it's very Norwegian. But nothing is Norwegian or English or anything when you try to... When you do some research, you'll find out that everything is from everywhere. So this is a 100-year-old...
Very Roland Barthes of you there. Bit of death of the author. Don't worry.
Did you whisper something?
I said it was very Roland Barthes of you. Very death of the author, that comment.
Roland Barthes?
Yeah, the philosopher, the writer.
Okay.
So on the dice, I would give that a 4.
Just because I mentioned Marie Antoinette?
No, I think...
Just because I said it's 100 years old?
No, because it tastes nice. It tastes like a 4.
Just because it tastes like a 4?
Yeah, 100%. I actually think that would be nice for cheese and bacon. I think you could get a slice of Jarlsberg on there. And a little bit of crispy bacon.
Oh yeah,
with it, and
people do
that'd
that.
be really nice.
Bacon is very common in Norway. Whatever you don't like, you just roll some bacon over it, and it becomes delicious. The thing with this cake biscuit is, which differs it from other biscuits, is that it's a bit salty too.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it'd be quite nice with the cheese.
Because in Norway, you balance the sugar. It's not too much sugar on anything.
Yeah.
And in Norway or Scandinavia, you like the bitterness a bit more. And the sour?
Yeah,
Sour?
they love sour stuff, I've noticed in Norway.
And it's very Scandinavian. Of course, you have this thing in other countries too, but especially in Scandinavia, if you're going out and having a Coke, they put a lime in your glass. They do that almost all over the world, but here you really prefer that. I can't drink this Coke. Where's the lime? It's almost like, there's no lime here. I want my money back.
How dare you give me Coca-Cola without the lime?
And they eat the lime and they spill out the Coke. Because they're here for the lime.
Oh, I see.
So it's that taste they want, and the opposite of the barometer. Barometer, you say that?
Barometer.
Barometer. For example, if you go to India or Pakistan, the Coke there, they add more sugar in it.
Oh.
It's pre-added more sugar. And there's no lime in the... And if it is, they drink it with the lime because they're trying to copy the Western restaurants, but nobody understands why. Because they don't get the taste. The same with licorice. Licorice is the most loved candy taste. But in Asia, everybody hates the licorice.
I don't like licorice.
It's because you're from Asia, aren't you?
Am I?
Yes, you haven't taken the MyHeritage DNA test?
I need to. I think I'd just get the word mongrel.
Mongrel? Like mongrelite?
Yeah. Yeah, they just say mongrel. We can't. You've got no dominant, maybe English.
You call that mongo in English?
Mongrel.
Mongrel.
Yeah, like a mix of everything.
Ah, not mongoloid. That's something
Not
else.
mongoloid, no.
Oh.
No, mongrel.
I thought you meant mongoloid, and I said, yes, you probably are. That's,
Yeah, probably that as well.
yeah, so you have a very relaxed...
Yeah. Response to that.
Yeah. Yes, mongoloids. I bet you are.
Cheers, mate. Nice to know you got my back there.
Language power.
Remember to follow us. You speak better English, please, Jamie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Follow,
if you
follow
enjoy
me home.
If you enjoy the show, please give us a like and a follow. You can get us on social media. You can get us on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts now, and we are also on YouTube, I think. You can also get us on Acast if you need us on Acast. And as always, if you have a friend that you think would like the podcast, please share it with them as well. Thank you very much. I love you. Goodbye.